now they have to pay out the debt of like people that are less that aren't as good with money, or not. I shouldn't say aren't as good as with money, but people that aren't good at managing their finances and who are poor managers of money and just are fine with just like kicking the debt down the road. Now we got to bail these guys out. It's like, oh, dude, no. And I guess if it were a tax credit that they assigned everybody, that wouldn't bother me as much. I mean, for the people that come on, dude. Like, how would you feel if you paid off all your student loans? And then, 2 years later, freaking Joe Biden comes along and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's election time now, so we are really sucking at our job bad, and so what we need to do here is try and buy some boats. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and now that you've paid off your student loans, now you have to take all those tax dollars that we take from you, and you have to start paying off other people's student loans too." Like, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that in the slightest bit. If they want to give the people a tax credit that already paid their bill off, then I'm less opposed to it. But I don't know, man. We need to get rid of Edgar here. It beyond the actual logistics of it, which I think is probably a majority of Americans are going to say, no, we don't agree with this. A strong majority, not just like a 51-49 ratio. This is a pretty strong majority that has said, no, we're not on board with this. The only people that have a strong position in favor of it are, well, obviously, millennials who have a large amount of student loan debt. They're like, well, yeah, dude, yeah. So I only see this as being a thing where they're trying to buy votes. The timing of this looks really, really, really bad. I don't know that there's any really good way to spin this to explain away the timing of it, It's like, dude, the election is like less than 2 months away. You guys are sucking so bad at your job. Like, the president's approval rating is like 35% or some shit. It's like, I don't put anything past politicians. I don't care if they're red or blue. It does not matter to me. Politicians are the scum of the earth. Where are we at here now? Come on. I can see how, if a person had, tens of thousands of dollars in student loan debt, how, what a blessing having that debt wiped out would be. And I don't have anything against those individuals. Nor do I fail to understand their situation. I just don't really know that it's the government's position to... When the government spends money, it's not their money. It's money that they have extorted from the citizens of that country. In this case, the federal government of the United States extorts money from its citizens over burdensome taxes. Okay? So if you are like most people in this country, like something around 30% of all the money that you earn gets sliced right off the top before you see a dime of it. The federal government just extorts that money from you. If any other entity in the country did that, they'd be thrown in jail for breaking the law. But the federal government can just do it at their leisure, whenever they want. They can just say, "Well, this is the amount that we're taking," and there's nothing you can do about it. So, whenever the federal government is spending money, they're spending somebody else's money that had to work for it. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah, in one way or another. Even if you inherited money and you're independently wealthy, they don't tax money that you already have in the bank. They only tax money that is earned income, right? So, those people aren't going to be paying a whole lot of taxes because the money's already in the bank. Oh, I should have stayed invisible. Oh well, we'll be alright. And I can check this town for, what, sprint shoes? I hate to have to walk over there for nothing, but let's just check it. That way I know. What, there's no relic shop in this town? Apparently, there is no relic shop in this town. What a bunch of shit. Anyway, I don't know what to think about it. I guess I do know what to think about it. If they're going to wipe out $10,000 or $20,000 off of student loan, see, there's a lot of moving parts. You know, if they do that, then that's just an invitation for colleges to raise their rates again. That's the same thing that happened when they first started throwing out all this free money for people to go to school, right? Magically, tuition rates around the country skyrocketed right when the federal government started forking out free money to people to go to school. That's not a coincidence. That's a cause and effect situation there. So if they do that, it's going to happen again, because a lot of people that have student loan debt are still in school. So tuition rates will just go up again. That is, in my mind, not debatable. That will happen. But it's not, I don't know how you're going to settle the idea of, well, the irresponsible people, we're going to pay off their debt, but all of you who worked hard and paid your debt off already, you guys can go to hell. That's not going to sit well with a lot of people. And you're going to have, if you're going to do this for students, then you're going to have to do it for not only the students that are bad managers of their finances, but you're going to have to do it for the people that are good managers of their finances, and you're going to have to give them some kind of a tax break, a tax credit. I can't imagine they just start cutting people checks for 10 grand. You know, I doubt that the federal government is just going to do, who knows what they might do. They've been printing money like it's been going out of style for a long time now. So, you know, who knows? Who freaking knows, you know? I guess, you know, if you want inflation to continue getting worse and you want to be spending $10 for a loaf of bread, then they can keep on printing money and they can keep on giving money away. Because that's the end result. That's where we're headed. If they keep doing this crap, which is not good. It's not... When you print more money, all you're doing is lowering the value of the money that's currently in circulation. It's the same thing with the minimum wage, right? There's a number of different things against the minimum wage, but one thing which for me has always been the worst thing about the minimum wage is that let's say that the minimum wage is $5 an hour, because it's an easy number, right? Let's say that the minimum wage is $5 an hour, okay? But let's say that you make $10 an hour. You make twice the minimum wage, okay? So you probably started off at $5 an hour, but you worked your way up over a few years, and you scratched and clawed and you worked hard, and you're able to get yourself to the point where you're making double the minimum wage. Or let's say you're making triple the minimum wage, or you're making quadruple the minimum wage, okay? But let's say the new minimum wage is $10. Well, now all those people that were making $10 an hour, which used to be double the minimum wage, now those people are making minimum wage. You just chopped the bottom rungs of the ladder out from underneath them, and now they're right at the bottom again. And the people that were making $15 an hour when the minimum wage was $5 an hour, they just got chopped out because they're not going to get a raise. The people that were making $20 an hour, they just got chopped down again because they're not going to get a raise. And why that's bad? Because when the cost of paying employees goes up, then the cost of producing goods and services goes up. That Face once they get really large is that, like, so the system is set up like this, right? The more successful, the goal when you open a company, the goal is to get so big and be so successful that you can become a publicly traded company and you can sell shares of your company on the stock market. That's like the goal, okay? That's like the holy grail when you start a business. If you could pick the outcome, that's what you would do. You would be so successful that you could start selling shares on the stock market. Well, once that happens, you lose control of your company. I mean, you might have a majority of the company. Say 51%. But you are obligated to, once you become a publicly traded company, the rules are different for you. So if you're a private company, you can pay your employees whatever you want. It's your money, it's your company, you can do whatever the hell you want. If you want to pay that, if you want to pay your, say you want a little hamburger stand, if you want to pay your fry cook $75,000 a year, you can do that. And no one's going to bat an eye. It's your company, you own it, you can do whatever the hell you want. If you're a publicly traded company, you probably can't do that because somebody who owns stock in your company can come to you with a lawsuit saying, hey, you are not doing a good enough job in profitability here. The going rate for a fry cook is about $20,000 a year or less, and you're paying this guy $75,000 a year? No, you can't do that. We're going to sue you and make you not be able to hire that guy because you're paying way too much for that labor. And there's a really good chance that they win. A buddy of mine was telling me a story about the Ford Motor Company, who had a lot of, probably still do, a lot of union workers, and the Ford Company was doing very, very well, and they had a very loyal union working for them, and they wanted to reward their union members and give them a big raise. And I guess I never went to double check this, but the guy that was telling me the story, well, he at least believed it was true, even if it was not 100% for sure. What the hell? What the fuck? How do I die there? There's nothing there to hit me. What the fuck is that shit? Anyway. That's exactly what happened. They wanted to give their workers a raise, and somebody sued saying, no, that's cutting out of the profitability of the company, and the going rate for those employees is this number. You need to stick within, a certain range of that number. You can't pay them too much. And so they had to walk back that raise. I'm going to call this good for now. Thank you for your time. I appreciate all of you. And I'll see you next time.